Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Juneteenth in the US, and welcome into Zelda Speedruns. Today we have the Wind Waker Randomizer Season 8 Qualifier number 3. Tracking today, we've got Laz, Lata Chiamaka, and Lyric, and potentially Tom will talk. And on commentary alongside me is OFC 2000 Alex. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a little hot and muggy here where I am, but I'll power through.
It is very hot and muggy here. We just had a very severe thunderstorm about 30 minutes ago here. But yeah, this should be exciting. We got good mix of runners. A few Challenge Cup runners from last season, including the champion. We have Rick Schmitty, who I forget how well he did. Did he win the tournament last season?
Let me double check. It's been a hot minute. Let's see.
I know he was third in SGL.
He did win the tournament last season. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I mean,
quite a mix.
He's got a pretty good resume already. So.
And we're going to get the runners underway. Hopefully we don't have issues with Cube David's stream, but if we do, we will desync him or something. He's having some issues. But anyway, yeah, if you haven't watched this season, there are quite a lot of changes from previous seasons.
Oh yeah, we've got. It feels like just a smattering of checks from all different places all around the map. Honestly, we've got some submarines, got some new lookout platforms. We've excluded some old stuff, so it's quite the change. It's pretty interesting. I think one thing to look out for this season is I don't think there's a known meta for where you go first. Sure, you could look maybe Windfall, but after that, who knows? We'll start.
Yeah, I mean,
here.
Windfall is always pretty strong.
Yeah. Guess we're gonna read our hints and head into Islet of Steel here.
I'm gonna desync Cube David's stream, so just bear with me. C to go down. So we got Tachi, Forbidden Woods, DRC, and
FF. Yep.
So I'm going to refresh all the streams quickly, and I've desynced Cube David's. He's having some bitrate issues.
Okay.
Male Foolish, Forbidden Woods Foolish.
Interesting. DRC Foolish too?
Ganon Maze has power bracelets. Oh my.
It's going to be interesting. I wonder why the power bracelets are going to be required here.
Yeah, is it going to be to get into one of our dungeons?
Let's see if then the warp. Okay, it's probably it then. You can see on Cindy's map there. The I think it's Headstone quadrant was highlighted. So
that explains why the power bracelets are required.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see anybody try and skip it.
Yeah, I do wonder if we'll see someone try and door cancel it. I feel like that's possible.
Refresh my screen here.
Yeah, and David's stream is going to be pretty decent. So just bear with that.
Okay. Runners having a little bit of trouble breaking into Islet here. I used to do this setup that Tweety's doing. Now I've found that backing up a bit more really helps get this jump. You get enough space to build up that speed to jump over instead of just trying to get over immediately. But you can always rely on the other boats.
It's funny. So this seed, despite having, I would say the 4 short dungeons. There's 3 of them. Tachi, maybe not, but you got 3 of the easy dungeons. This seems like it's going to be kind of messy.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying how much the maze is actually impacting seeds this tournament. I think in qualifiers, I want to say in one of the qualifiers before this one, it also had something, and then I've done some practice seeds where it's been required. So I'm enjoying that. It's not a skill you get to exercise often.
That is a season 7 change, right? Because Triforce shards are not on boss completion, and so that pushed Ganon Maze up.
Yeah, and now we've even started with a few Triforce shards, so
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yeah, we start with
That
3 of them. So there's only 5 out in the world.
yeah. I mean, the more interesting thing, right, is that means that your swords are also going to be before dungeon completion.
Yeah, swords can be pretty early on too.
Yeah.
Light arrows as well. Especially this seed. If we've got 2 foolish dungeons and the other 2 are shorter dungeons, you know,
Yeah, I mean, Tachi, not so
it's
much.
not
But
so much, but it's not terrible. I think it could be a temple. So I'm expecting a
that's true.
faster seed this time around.
There's a shield, and I didn't see what was stored here
I don't
in
know.
Cliff
Maybe
Flat.
when the runners pause, we'll be able to see.
Yeah.
Making good use of that telescope there to peek the platform chest. You can do it from the little ledge before the cliff flat hole on the lower part, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, my understanding is the way this is set up, there are no quadrants with just one check anymore.
Yep, exactly.
So that's why like BPR was removed, but some lookout platforms were added.
Yeah, which honestly, I'm kind of liking it so far. It's been interesting.
Here's our hook shot. I still
That's
don't think we've seen what was stored on Cliff Plat.
no, but the hook
Is
shot
it
will be
the
very
leaf?
handy for platforms.
Wait a
Um,
second. I see a leaf marked on one runner.
Rick Schmidt's tracker. Okay,
Yeah, I'm thinking that might have
and
been the
Cube
leaf.
David's. Okay, so we got leaf and hook shot. We just need some magic, and we can kind of go ham with this seed.
Yeah, I mean, still need the hammer and a sword too. But
Yeah, need a lot of
you
things.
don't see Tweety's stream. I am going to check on that. Let's figure out what's going on.
So I guess meanwhile on the other streams we've got Cube
I'm gonna
David's
try
out
and
on
refresh
outset.
her stream. Let's see. Cube David stream is going to be behind. Okay, the refresh should work, so you should see Tweety now. Gonna
Okay, Rick Schmidt going to Windfall, and looks like Cube David's going for this ho-ho. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of this ho-ho hint, because I feel like there's ho-hos on plenty of the other islands. You can usually get all your hints that you need. But it looks like there's a hint for a shard and Bomb Island. So keep an eye out for that. And I think Cine is
well,
currently at
that's
Bomb Island.
and there was also a path hint on Bime Island, path to Calidamos.
Okay, so it wasn't that leaf, so maybe look for like Magic a Boomerang here would be great.
Yeah.
Alrighty, looks like there's that hinted shard. I'm pretty sure that's the correct shape. It was shard 5. Let me pull up. I have a picture because now it matters which shard is which.
That's true.
No, 5 is the skinny one. So that was shard 4, which means the shard is pathed unless we got something on the lookout platform.
I mean, shard being path is not entirely surprising.
Yeah. Okay, shard 8
Shard
on
8 on
Windfall.
Windfall. Yeah. The other thing that's interesting. Did Rick not get top of Cliff Plat? He does not have the shield marked.
I wonder if he voided out. He's got 0 of 1. So I wonder if he just didn't get it
Yeah,
and
I don't
decided
know.
to leave it.
Huh. Maybe mispeaked it?
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, there are ways to beat the seed without the mirror shields.
Yeah, especially with that Wind Temple. I guess it'll depend on what inside Angular Cave.
Yes.
That could be a problem for him later. So
Yeah.
keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess we did get Diamond Step Path, but we're probably... I guess there's not really a good place to do it early.
Yeah.
This seed.
I mean, you probably just route it in after outset here.
Yeah,
We've got our
that's
hook
fair.
shot. It's not going to get that much faster.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you might if you're Cube David here.
Okay, that was a shard on Windfall. I didn't see what shape that was. What is shard 8's shape? The big top triangle.
Okay, chat
Lyric's
says
saying it's
Rick
shard.
voided out. So
Okay,
yeah, Rick just did not get that, but didn't mark it either. So
fair enough.
at least
Ooh, all right. We've got a bow on salvage core. I like this play from Cube David. He's going through.
That is probably our path to go down.
Let me check.
That bow.
Yeah, checks out. That means all the bows are bow locked. Something to keep in mind. But yeah.
I mean, it could be something else, but that seems like a decent shot.
Oh yeah.
We're going to see Leaf full golf here.
Yep.
Yeah, and this does make sense with the items Cube David has to just do everything here in the southwest quadrant.
Yep.
It's trying to think direction.
That was the middle shard, wasn't it? Shard 5 and maybe I misread the hint. I guess it was shard 5 on Cabana.
Not on Bomb Island.
Yeah. So I guess we'll keep an eye out if Bomb Island Cave is now could have something. So
That's shard 4, I think. We just saw that hinted on Cube David's stream.
okay. I could just be going crazy.
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, can the hints be duplicated on ho-hos?
Yes, ho-hos can. One ho-ho can have a hint that another one has. So.
Yeah, it's possible that that's just duplicated. It's nice to see some different routing. Kind of.
Yeah, I think Rick Schmidt's been showing off pretty much all of Windfall as much as he can do. The other runners have been doing more overworld, so.
Yeah, Tweety has done Windfall too. But yeah, there's our first sword. Here on Horseshoe Cave.
Okay. In this season, it feels a little rough to get, or a little bad to get your swords because you know that there's just a hint for them in Hyrule, so you don't have to worry about it too much. So it's like whenever you get a sword, you're like, "Dang, this could have been hinted. I didn't have."
But with this seed though, I think your swords are pretty early.
Yeah, your swords are going to be before whatever dungeon's behind those power bracelets, for sure. Cindy's going to show us what here in Diamond Step is our path to Helmarok King.
So that's 2 different shards on Bomb Island, 4 and 7.
Okay. There's those bombs. So that makes sense. The bombs are the path to Helmarok.
Yep.
They also open up Bomb Island now. You can get the remaining check that we had to leave behind. And bombs do a lot, honestly, in this seed, with power bracelets as deep as they are inside Hyrule.
Yeah. I wonder if we're gonna see Cube David go and do Forsaken Fortress early. He doesn't have the hammer, but
yeah, that would be the one thing I would want. I would absolutely want hammer. Looks like we stored Hero's Charm somewhere too.
Oh.
I don't know where, but we did. Rick Schmidt's got it. Now, let me see if other runners get it when they say warp. Okay.
Watching Fortune. Well, there's our skull hammer on DRI.
We can go do most of it. We just need an extra sword for Tingle. Okay, there's the Hero's Charm, actually. It wasn't even stored. It was stored in Maggie's pocket until it was then stored in ours.
I feel like you're hoping you have your boomerang when you go to Ganon Maze, so you can get the Dark Portal.
Yeah, it's a long run back if you don't. And anybody who's got the boomerang is just going to save like 2 to 3 minutes over you just automatically. So it's pretty punishing.
Yeah. Not a whole lot on Windfall, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
It was pretty empty.
I guess the good news is you've cleared out those checks. Most of the other runners are going to also do those checks, so you haven't really lost anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, the more interesting thing to me is, like, will someone go to, will you start clearing dungeons first before you even go? Because I think if Cube David picks up the hammer,
he's got fire and ice too.
Fire and ice.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to make Windfall add a couple more checks on Windfall.
Yep. He can do quite a bit more there. The seed is being very generous this early on.
Yeah.
Almost too generous.
I mean, the Bomb Island to Goma, so it was Bomb Island to Calidamos.
Yeah.
Which I think we said we thought that's the hammer.
Hammer was on Dragon Roost Island.
No, sorry. What was on Bomb Island?
Just some shards as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, we haven't seen all of the checks yet.
Looks like
Cube David is trying to get storage off.
Trying to break into Forbidden Woods. Interesting.
Yeah.
This is an interesting play to make at this point. It's a lot faster to do this with magic, obviously, but if you don't have magic, then you don't know where it is. You take a risk on this, it's a play you can make.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one.
I feel like there's a lot more of the map open to him at the moment, but I guess we'll see. Something could be up here. Yeah. Could be big. Could be the magic. Never know.
Yeah. His stream is kind of all over the place, so it's jumping back and forth.
Let's see. Another sword?
Another sword on Pop Rant.
Okay, so that's 2 of our 3 swords figured out.
Yeah, I mean, you're really hoping for I feel like the boomerang you're really hoping for soon.
Ooh, Quiver on Tot. That's nice. A very kind seed. I feel like we've had like a couple bomb bags in Qual 1, and I think we had both of them in Qual 1, and then a bomb bag in Qual 2. So
yeah, that quiver is
like
going to be really nice for Godan.
Yeah, Godan's one of the spots where you get really tight on arrows. That will help for sure. Let's see. I'm just doing checks the other runners have already done. But we do have Crescent here on Cinny's side. Looks like there is a spiky chest here. I don't think anyone has gotten this so far.
Nope.
Cabana Deed. May or may not be useful. And then there is also the ho-ho here, which Cinny will probably grab. Will give us another shard hint.
Let's see. Shard 6 on Windfall.
Okay. I don't know if we had that hint yet.
Yeah. Can those shards that are hinted be our path items?
Like from the ho-ho hints, you're thinking like they can't.
Yeah.
You can't hint 2 items. I'm not sure either, to be honest.
Because I'm trying to figure out what the Bomb Island path.
If that was the case, then shards could never be path because they would always be on a ho-ho hint. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know the answer. But
okay, if they don't care about other hints, then It's very likely that it could be the path.
That makes sense, kind of the same way that the fairy hint in season 7
Yeah.
didn't care about other hints. Yeah, I mean, I think we figured out those Bomb Island paths to Calidemos just are the shards.
But we do have Cube David here in Bomb Island, so it could be this last one, but yeah. I don't think we've seen this check yet, have we?
I don't think so, because I don't think anyone had a way to get in before.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh, getting a little trolled by the Magtail there. Just hiding in the lava
Magtail's
being
always
shy.
troll.
That is
That's
true.
kind of their thing. That is not spiky. Oh no, it is. Okay.
Okay, so it's... Oh no, okay. Going for it still. Maybe I need to refresh my screen. Not sure if I'm behind or not.
Yeah, his stream has been a little all over the place.
Okay,
Um,
I'm back now. 1910-ish.
yeah, and so far, Cindy's the only one who has that hammer.
Was FF foolish?
It was not.
No, it was not.
Was FW and
Surely it's got something, right?
and DRC.
I'd be kind of tempted to just go do all of Forsaken Fortress right now. It's a dungeon you can do pretty much at top speed right here.
Rather than kind of half clearing Windfall.
Yeah, half clearing Windfall, half clearing other checks. I guess if you're sending, you can get the Southern Fairy Island just fine, and then even Angular if you wanted.
We might be ahead of the restream. Okay, I'm gonna refresh.
Okay.
Cube David's stream is also just kind of a mess because I had to desync it. So I'm
will
gonna
refresh
refresh
as
on
well.
my side. Was that just our second shard on Bomb Island from him? That was shard 7. So
Yeah. Okay, so there's shards on Bomb Island, 2 shards, right?
yeah. I mean, that is probably telling us that the power bracelets. So, I mean, I assume that's telling us that Forbidden Woods is
in there.
Redstone.
Yeah. Which honestly, if I'm the runners, I probably just I don't know. It's a long trek for those power bracelets. It's probably faster to just ignore them, honestly. Just go in the door cancel or something.
Yeah. I mean, I know that door cancel is not ideal.
It's not the easiest to do, yeah, but it's not too bad blind. You can just walk straight through the rock. And you can just pause buffer to see the screen every so often.
Unless Headstone has Tachi and Tachi has Boomerang. Oh, Lyric, that's evil.
That would be rough. Yeah. Not be a good time.
Okay. Cube David is going to get the hammer here on DRI, so I wonder if we're going to see him do FF.
Yeah, it's probably likely for sure. That's anytime you can do FF super early, I feel like it's as long as it's not hinted foolish, just go for it. Because most of the time it's 6 quick checks and this season plus 2 mail checks, which one of them requires a wallet, but it's still not the worst, and you have to do it anyways, so
yeah,
it's fast, it's efficient. What more do you want? Okay, nothing on that platform. These platforms are kind of annoying to get without Boomerang. With the bomb, there's no reticle on the ship, so it's kind of just you have to know where it's shooting without seeing a reticle, which is just experience. It's not the greatest. But they fixed it in Wind Waker 2. Which is good. I guess Cindy didn't even have magic, so Cindy can just peek those 2 checks, but can't actually get them. Which is
Yeah,
something.
I mean, nobody has magic yet.
Yeah. I don't remember if those chests stay spawned in or not. Even if they were something, so I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. They don't, so it can be a little risky to go for these.
We're seeing what's on Angular here.
Looks wood.
That looks wooden.
Yeah.
That's good for Rick Schmitty.
Yeah.
Just because he's not going to get that shield for a while.
Yeah, he can breathe a sigh of relief now.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know, but we know.
Yep. Nothing on the peak either.
Cindy is now finally heading to Windfall. 23 and a half minutes in. Probably one of the latest Windfalls we'll see.
Maybe hoping for something like a Picto or something to help, or a delivery bag. Not delivery bag, spoils bag, because those open up a lot of checks on Windfall early, but not out in the overworld, not available this early on at least.
Yeah, and Cube David is kind of at a similar point, so I'm wondering what we're going to see him do. At this point, I mean, we really are just seeing the runners kind of trade things.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if we know where all our shards are at the moment or not. I don't remember which shard numbers we start with.
I don't.
Is it
I
1,
have
3?
the shard chart.
Is it just 1, 2, 3? Yeah. Start.
I don't have the thing, but I don't know which shard. They're all missing the same one. So I feel like we don't know where it is yet. But I don't know which shard number that is.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of overlap on the ho-ho hints. So it's probably like a ho-ho on an unrequired island, just with our hint about shard 6 or
4,
something.
7, 6, and 8?
Have we?
Or 4, 7, 5, and 8, maybe?
I don't think we know 6. I think that might be the one.
Okay.
And I don't think we've seen a hint. 6 is hinted on Windfall. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, and we have 8. Because we got 8
Maybe
somewhere.
we just haven't seen both of the ones on Windfall yet.
Okay.
Interestingly... I'm like looking on all of their streams, and they're all... Nobody has... Forsaken Fortress marked as a... Right? They all have Forsaken Fortress 0 out of 0.
Do they? On Cindy's stream, I see 6 out of 6.
Okay, maybe I'm...
I see Wind Temple, Earth Temple marked off.
Okay. I might be misreading things.
I think it's going to be... comes down to whoever's gets that first foot in the dungeon that really determines how nice or how mean the seed's going to be, because we're running out of stuff to do. And I think...
Yes.
Is it going to be just some filler items that lead to shards on Windfall in the dungeon, and then just you have to go trek for it? Or is it going to be, unrequired
that's
power?
why I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone go into Forsaken Fortress.
Just it's just sitting there. Shard 4 Bomb Island, yep. What about that?
Okay, so Shard 8 on Windfall is the one we don't have yet.
Yep.
There's our iron boots on Cube David's side.
I don't remember if the Wind Temple entrance was anything or not.
I don't either. Okay, and here's our first Forsaken
It is.
Fortress.
Okay. So we do need those iron boots to get into Wind Temple, which is good that we got them.
Where were those?
Yeah, okay. Up at Crescent here.
I hope for a good Phantom Ganon. No.
Unlucky. I like to stand to the right of the door. The right of the door, for whatever reason, Phantom Ganon doesn't run away. Regardless of whether he spawns in the air or in the sky, he kind of just stands over top of you. And so you don't have to worry about it. I think he gets back into this corner, like where he's right now. And so it just makes it pretty fast. And then I guess if you turn the camera, try and walk too far, but I angle my camera towards that corner too. So Phantom Ganon doesn't, because I think he tries to fly. I don't know actually if he tries to fly out of your blind spot. It's a little weird. In any case, looks like not required here. I'm going to probably save this chest for storage though, since we don't want to take the long route with no magic.
Oh god, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to take the long route no matter what, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Tweety and Rick Schmitty are kind of showing us what Cindy and Cube David showed us.
Ooh, we do have a spiky chest. Gonna store it for style points. Got that first try, it's faster. Huge.
We'll have to see what he stored here.
Sword? Looks like there's a yellow gem inside the B button icon. So that's that last sword. Looks like another spiky chest here, so... In terms of items we need to beat the game, what are we looking at, right? We're looking at...
Spoils bag is
technically
going to make
Boomerang.
Windfall.
That does open up Windfall. We're looking at technically Boomerang, technically Power Bracelets, Magic, and 2 shards somewhere on Windfall. And then the Creep can give us the last hit for the bow once we get our Magic.
Yeah, and Cube David will be able to do Creed because he's got Fire and Ice arrows.
Well, yeah.
He's going to have a very productive Windfall.
Another
There's another
spiky.
spiky.
Ooh, missing the jump there.
There's our magic. Okay.
Okay, well, cross that off the list. You can just kind of zoom through this seat now, I think.
I mean, especially with DRC and Forbidden Woods Baron. I mean,
Yeah.
Tachi, you can't speed up Tachi,
No.
but
The best you can do is smuggle in a key from DRC or Forbidden Woods or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's... Go mode Forbidden Woods, go mode DRC are both very fast. So,
yeah, I mean, this could actually end up being a pretty fast seed.
yeah.
Depending on where on Windfall that last shard is, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty early. Like,
They
it's gonna
can't be that
something-
bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be something Cube David can get pretty soon.
And even if there's something like deep in Tachi that's required, I mean, you're still having to clear Taji anyways. Like, that's the worst you can throw at us at this point, I think. Because we've got just so many items to go do pretty much anything. So.
And we've cleared a lot of the overworld already.
Yep.
And I'm trying to think, like, what's the worst that could be.
I'm not going to use the C word, but we could be in a massive... Well, I will use the C word. We could be in a massive casino for some windfall MacGuffins. Because it looks like we've got most of our progression here, which is kind of crazy at the, halfway mark, halfway to an hour.
Yeah, I mean, Cube David looks like he can get 13 of the 20 windfall checks. Well, there's our light arrows.
Okay, Cyclos has the lights.
Cyclos. I mean, Cube David's going to get that hint, I think.
Yep, so both bows are bow locked. Makes sense for the path.
Cube David could be in go mode in not that long.
Yeah.
Depending on delivery back. That
just
feels like
shards.
It's the last thing that could be rough. Kind of as Lyric said. But like even, I mean, I don't know, with 2 foolish dungeons too,
that really cuts.
You could just have a lot of foolish areas that are just hit.
I think after this, you probably rush. I'm half tempted to just rush into Tachi after this, to be honest. If I were playing right now, just because you have to clear a lot of it anyways, looking for a small key, or at least the first floor, and then you have to go through several rooms. That's a good point. It's likely in Wind Temple, though. I think at this point, right? Is Wind Temple Forbidden Wood? Is it Forbidden Woods, or is it? Let's see.
I don't remember now. I don't think Tachi was one of the 3.
Okay.
But I don't remember now.
Because we have our requirements met for most of them. I know DRC wasn't then, so that means Forbidden Woods and Wind Temple are the other 2. And we can get into Wind Temple, we can get into Forbidden Woods entrance, so... I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Tachi is not Baron, but, like, we could just be looking at a Boomerang in Tachi as our Baron blocker.
It's very possible.
Yeah, so it is... It looks like it's both temples and Forest Haven. Forbidden Woods are dungeon entrances, so Cube David is going to try and do creep from here. Ooh. This is a tricky shot.
Yeah, you can definitely waste a lot of time. Because if you miss a shot, you have to wait for the windmill to spin around again, because sometimes it'll block you.
Well, the windmill's not...
Nice. Oh, it's not going right now. Right. That's the good thing about not turning it on early, I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. You're rushing this creep hit right now. I was gonna say I would hope Cube David would just skip Windfall entirely altogether for a while.
Well, imagine imagine if Creep has the shard. Like that would be wild, right?
Was that the last shard we're looking for though, or was there one more past?
It's the last one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Then all of our runners except for Cine are at 7 shards. Cube David is also a Bequeather, so
on their personal trackers, I only see like 5 or 6, depending on the tracker.
And it looks to me like everyone is only missing 1 shard. Am I wrong? Is that 2 shard? Oh,
that's 2 shards. 2. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a big.
No.
There's the skinny one and then the side one.
Yeah, then I was wrong. I don't know the shard shapes well enough.
Fair enough. Most of the time you don't have to. I didn't know before the season either. At least not well enough to remember them by name.
I just know there's that pretty picture someone drew.
Yeah.
Cindy is inside of Cabana.
Ooh, I like this. New checks we get to see here.
Yeah.
Probably gonna do this, then Bob Island. Go back for the check that they skipped.
Fine night, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Picto box is nice.
And it is a shard from Creed.
Wow. Impressive.
Yep. And there's our bow hints. So I think Cube David pretty solidly knows that Cyclos.
He's about to get the shard from Mila too. Yep.
Yeah, so that's gonna put Cube David in go mode.
You just straight up go at that point. You don't even care about the rest of the items. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 40 minutes in. It's gonna be a long go mode, but
I mean it is. It's a 3 dungeon plus Ganon Maze go mode, but yeah, that is.
you skip the Ganon maze, but you just probably door cancel it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think you care about power bracelets.
But what is Cube David's not doing it though? What is he missing? Right?
Not sure. Maybe he just doesn't realize it yet. I've definitely been that way this season so far. It's like,
I mean, you definitely a go mode this early with 3 dungeons. You definitely could miss your go mode.
maybe he just wanted to go pick up the hero's charm that he didn't know was on Maggie.
I mean, there's no way he would have known it was there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what...
Okay. I think he realized now.
Yep.
Yeah, he's equipping the bow. So he knows it's Cyclos.
Unless he thought maybe it was Ghost Ship chart, or it could be Ghost Ship or something. Looking for Ghost Ship chart.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I think, yeah, you just rush the checks available.
Yeah, I mean, Cyclos is a good bet here. And that will really put him in go mode.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if the runners who already have the light arrows won't bother to go back for Creeb, which will end up hurting them, which is kind of crazy.
I think actually that's quite likely.
Yeah.
I think this is a really weird scene where, like, I think in the meta, going to Windfall early is generally the right play. But not going to Windfall until after beating a dungeon.
Yeah,
just really paid off.
Cube David didn't touch Windfall until like super late, right? Like that was his first
35 minutes.
And then he got like 5 checks and dipped.
We do not need the Pearl for Tachi. Tachi does not have any of our dungeons. So, yeah, our dungeon entrances are Earth Temple, Wind Temple, and Forbidden Woods. So Cube David is now going to go... Also, I love the Hero's Charm on Fati model.
Oh yeah, the horns. That's pretty awesome.
This feels like it's going to be a weird seed where potentially you're going to have some very weird qualifier.
Oh yeah.
Cube David, I think, is trying to rush to Tachi, maybe hoping... What is he doing on outset?
Getting door cancel.
Oh, right. Okay, so he is just going to skip the power bracelets completely.
Yep.
So it is Cube David is in go mode at this point.
Oh, you got double stories there. Whoops.
Because Cube David has all of his shards, and is about to door cancel to skip the required power bracelet on Ganon Maze. Everyone else needs to get a shard on Creed.
Yeah.
To be in go mode. Well, Cindy needs a couple swords. The other two have all their swords. And this was DRC in Forbidden Woods entrance.
Okay. Yeah, with the first cube, we can just walk straight through the door, which is a nice change.
This will be a pretty quick.
Yeah. Cut down the platform, go up through the rope bridge area.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much already done. You just gotta sit through the 2-minute cutscene that is Goma.
Yeah. I mean, so they know there is a shard on Windfall.
Yeah,
but they
Rick
don't
does not know where it is.
Where it is. And given that they have light arrows, creep is not necessarily something you're going to rush. And this door cancel seems quite challenging, but
it's kind of you kind of just have to feel out the distance, and then you can always just pause too. And then once you get on the island, it's not too bad, because you can just walk through the rock. I think you have to be quick with it when walking through the rock, because if you're too slow, you can.
And Cube David is in.
But yeah.
And this feels like it's going to be Forbidden Woods. Yep.
Okay. Nice. No boomerang for it, unfortunately, but I mean, we don't care too much. We've got other ways to kill the boss.
Just going to rush to the end.
Yeah.
Because the dungeon was hinted barren, which is pretty nice for Forbidden Woods.
Yeah, I think the foolish hints really came in clutch this seed. So you could imagine runners just full clearing barren wind dump or Forbidden Woods barren DRC. It could be a big difference. Big deal.
Yeah.
So shout out to barren hits.
And starting with the boss key is also
that does help a lot too, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, given that there's the boss key skip in every dungeon, kind of makes sense to just start with them.
It definitely takes a lot of the pressure off for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Schmitty going for the boss key skip with the boss key. You might not remember that he has it.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I mean, it's definitely
pretty funny.
Like, I don't know. I guess
power move.
It's a skill check for sure.
It's definitely a skill to know.
Yeah. I just mean like starting with the boss key skips kind of the the skill check of knowing the boss key skips, but it makes sense to not start with them.
Yeah.
Or to start with them, I should say. Will we see bomb strat or bow strat here for Cali Demos?
Probably fire arrows if I had to guess, given the way
right.
Yeah. It could be regular arrows, but I like to. You've got so much magic and you've got so many arrows. I like to shoot a few at least, because sometimes you can get at least one cheeky hit.
Yeah, he's just going for the regular bow strat,
which is still just pretty fast, anyways. So
if it's what you feel comfortable with, too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know the fire arrow strat's a little precise.
And it requires some good luck too, for Callie to not move around too much in a certain way.
I mean, this could be a very fast seed for Cube David.
Yeah.
Like Qualifier 1 and 2, it's an hour 30, hour 46. This is going to be a much faster finish.
I'm looking in the 110 range, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
110 at most. Depending on how bad Tachi is.
Yes. You can't skip Tachi. That's the one.
Yeah.
The one downside of it, but yeah, Cube David, I think, now heading to Forbidden Woods to go get his very quick DRC. This is this is quite the wild seed.
It just seems like we were just given pretty much everything early on and then told to go have fun. So it's been interesting to see all the runners' different paths they've been taking, order
Yeah.
they've been choosing to do the checks. Now it's kind of paid out to avoid windfall this seed.
Yeah, I mean, it's skipping windfall being the play is kind of wild. But I guess also with more checks off of windfall, it is a little more valuable to delay it potentially. And with the items that they were getting, like, it did make sense. Cube David did a lot of checks.
Yeah. So missing that shield won't hurt Rick Schmitty at all this seed, because he's picked up another one, and inside of Angular there was nothing. So there is no punish for that. He voided out when trying to do the top of Cliff Plat, and that was where the other shield was. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he knows the hammer strat, like, this is costing him a little time, but he's coming back.
yeah,
He knew it was spiky.
that is true. It's a good point. You don't want to leave behind a spiky chest. Probably going to be a little disappointed when it ends up being a shield, but
Yeah.
what can you do? Although,
Yeah,
has Rick
definitely.
talked to any ho-hos this seed?
I don't know if he has.
I don't know if he knows about the ho-ho hints. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering.
Because he's missing out on some crucial info here. Because his other shards were both hinted on the Windfall, I think.
Yeah,
Or Windfall and somewhere else.
He has talked to the ho-hos.
He has, okay. Interesting.
According to Tomo Talk. So
probably just inexperienced with the settings then.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely your first seeds on the settings.
Yeah. There's a lot of changes compared to previous seasons for sure, which is one of the great things about this season is we shook it up so much that it's a lot to keep track of, but it's also a lot different.
But I think different. I mean, I don't know. I think different's good. My sense was
I agree.
Things were kind of getting very samey and stale.
Yeah,
and the meta was the same for a few seasons for you all.
Yep.
I mean, God, this could just be the fastest seed on, like, legit the fastest seed on these settings all season.
It's very possible for sure. Because of all the stars that had to align for them to just get like everything they needed so quickly. Yeah.
And like the rare time that door canceling into the Earth Temple entrance made sense.
Yep.
Because I know people have talked about it, but
I think somebody did it in the last qualifier. I think. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I thought I went back and watched that.
Yeah, but
I mean,
power bracelets have to be.
Lyric didn't qual 1. That's what it was.
Yeah, you need it to be a really specific set of circumstances because you need to know that the power bracelets are junk and that they're in a really bad spot. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tachi plus endgame. I don't know how much time that's going to take.
I don't remember how long a full clear the fast Tachi is. I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, we're looking at 20-ish more minutes.
It's definitely going to be the fastest time so far, for sure.
Yeah. Cube David on his trackers already has Tachi pulled up.
Yeah. Trying to look for just one small key, I think, in Taji, and then we can just go straight to the boss. So
yeah, Cine not having the fire and ice arrows really hurts him here. Tweety also missing Fire and Ice. Rick Schmitty at least has all of his arrows, but I mean that's the thing that could hurt a little bit.
Yeah. It looks like this is going to be a full clear of Taji for Rick Schmitty too, huh? It's not hinted foolish, right?
It was not. So I'm guessing Boomerang here.
He's already got Boomerang.
Oh, where was
I think it was on Mail or something.
I mean,
I'm not fully sure.
What other item could be here?
Could just be unhinted Baron. That's a good key spot, though.
A good point.
DRI spoils check. Yeah, the either is giving the guards a feather. It's kind of a weird check this season.
Yeah, I mean, if this is unhinted foolish Tachi, that would be wild.
The foolish hints gave us 2 foolish dungeons, but they forgot the third one. There wasn't enough space, I guess. We already had like mail, like a 10 check location, foolish. Well, DRC, foolish.
I don't know if this is like Skyward Sword has an actual hard cap on how many dungeons can be hinted Baron. So
I don't know either, actually. Like that. I don't know if Wind Waker does.
Yeah. I don't know if Ocarina does, and Skyward Sword took from that. But I mean, I guess we'll see from Rick Schmitty what item is here. There's another key.
Grabbing this one for fun, I guess. Or storing it.
Yeah. Well, Cube David's going to get that one first.
Yep.
So he will be zooming through here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, a bottle. That would be a Baron blocker. Potentially.
Oh, I don't know if it can in these settings. Or with this seed, I mean. Because we have...
Oh, that's...
But Grandma doesn't necessarily have anything. So... In fact, I'm pretty sure she doesn't. Given we've seen all the required items at this point. It could be magic. Second magic, or something that leads to second magic. That is a definitely Baron blocker.
Yeah. DRC entrance had nothing.
Yeah, there was no DRC entrance required this season. Or this seed. This season.
Yeah, the two dungeons with nothing were DRC and Tachi.
Yeah. One second.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very weird wild seed.
Sorry about that. What'd I miss? Tachi?
Yeah, just going through Tachi. Okay. Not much to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I didn't miss much.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 runners in Tachi. I feel like the big thing right now is neither Tweety nor Cinny has Fire and Ice arrows.
Yeah, I think that bow being path to go down in the sea should clue the runners in that those other bows are bow locked. If they pick up on that, they can kind of suss out where the remaining bows are pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, that's why the fact that nobody... And I mean, that's why it's kind of weird that Cyclist wasn't done yet. Cindy just skipping that small key. I guess you don't need 2.
No, you just need 1 in Tachi, and then you're good to go. As long as you do the first floor skip.
Yep.
Bowlock can also mean the back of Tachi. That is true.
I mean, that is probably why Sinian went there first.
It's higher check density. You have to do it anyways. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Unfortunately, it's just not going to pay out this seed.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about qualifiers, though, right? Is like it's. uh I know people talk about this, the question of like, do you make the kind of the safe play to get a consistent score, or do you do something that you might do in a bracket round that's a little riskier?
Yeah, I think it's a hard call. It honestly just depends on how I'm feeling. If is what I choose to do, but
Yeah, because like I don't know, for Cube David, I don't even think he did anything that crazy this seed. It's just like,
no, the way the chips fell,
yeah, and
he's had the
like
execution to capitalize.
doing Windfall early made sense, but as he kept getting more items, delaying Windfall made more sense. And I don't know, that's randomizer sometimes.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, also knowing that door cancel was kind of critical. Um, because if you didn't know that, that adds a solid, I don't know, 5+ minutes probably.
Yeah, and you save like 2 of that when you do the run back, but it's still a long time. I guess if you have boomerang, you save that time, which
Yeah, but he did not.
yeah.
Yeah, Tweety, meanwhile, I think is now we're gonna see 4 runners in Tachi.
Yep. Tweet's headed
No,
to I think
never
this is
mind.
Headstone. No, it's Gale. You don't approach Headstone from this angle. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be 4 people Tachi. Woo!
yeah, we're gonna kind of see here just how much time gets saved by being able to go mode it. Delivery bag. Okay.
Yeah. And the magic on Rick
Second
Schmidt's
magic.
side.
Yep.
You hate to see it.
So
That's the Baron
that's the
blocker.
Baron blocker. I mean, that's definitely worse than unhinted Baron.
Yeah.
Um,
At least with unhinted Baron, you know it's not your fault. I guess it's not really your fault with the hinted with the magic where it was, but like it feels a little worse, I guess. That's what I'm going for.
yeah. Rick missing the bomb boost there. There we go.
Ooh. Yeah, I hate to see that Wizrobe be a little precarious. Don't do it. Saved.
Yeah, nobody went into hop across. I don't think.
Yep. You know where both Smokies are, so it's a wooden chest, but it could be a spiky chest too. So this season,
I think we know hop across has nothing.
yeah, this season in particular, it's with the big keys that we start with. There's one less reason to skip it, unfortunately, but whatever.
Yeah,
You take the good with the bad. The good, you get to skip the boss keys. The bad, you have to do hop across more often.
Yeah, we're seeing. I mean, Cube David gets in here behind Rick Schmitty, but because he's go moding it, is getting through faster.
Spiky up here. Second bottle?
Roar's Pearl.
Inside Taji. Only
Don't see
possible
that
with
every
Dungeon
day.
Randomizer. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Does that open up some kind of mail check?
It does open up a mail check.
So that's why it's spiky.
Yep. And it does unlock the entrance to Taji too. So that's, I mean, it's spiky for that as well. It's progression.
Even if the Tachi entrance has nothing in it?
Yeah,
Oh.
CTMC doesn't work with if the item leads to Baron. It's wooden itself.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, bottles will always be spiky chests. So will Roar's Pearl.
And here's
And
our
so
first
on.
hop across, which I think we're expecting to be a wooden chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making good use of those ledges here to stop the Godan from shooting at you. Something I don't. Well,
Using ice arrows on the
you don't pick up
hands.
immediately on. Yeah, this is a pretty fast Godan. As fast as we can make it. Even when Godan does like to move around and troll a little bit. Have to keep an eye on our health here. That's something we don't have soup this seed, so
Yeah,
don't.
there's a little bit of concern.
You got to be a little careful. You got to be a little careful with your
Magic
magic
at least
here
isn't
too.
going to be. Yeah. I mean,
It shouldn't be too bad. You've got refills along the way, but
yeah, you have refills in Hyrule.
just to be smart with it.
I mean, I feel like the question now in the qualifier is, did anyone else catch the route that Cube David caught?
Yeah, because he's definitely hit the jet. Just somebody else can hit the jet too.
Yeah, this is not the type of jet seed you like in a qualifier because it's a really wonky one.
Yeah.
I don't know. People don't like jet seeds in qualifiers, I feel like, because if you miss the jet, it just kills your score.
Yep. Luckily, at least we are going to take the top 2 scores out of the first 4, so if runners get a bad one on this qualifier, there's always next week. I think this Saturday, another qualifier, so plenty more. There's 5 more after this.
Saturday, even. Sunday, both Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Keep David dragging 3 question marks onto his screen.
I mean,
to be fair, I would be confused with how fast this is too.
What, like a 1? I don't know how long.
15, 14, 13, could be anywhere in that range.
Yeah. I mean, it's sub 120. This could very well be the fastest seed, like, all season.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Unless you died again. Well,
I think the previous record was like 132, so yeah, we are zooming.
I mean, it is early in the season, but this feels like the type of kind of crazy fast seed you just don't get often. $113 with a perfect high roll, according to Bobby.
Yeah, 650-ish would be ideal. High roll in terms of speed. I never make it 650. I barely make it to 7, to be honest. But
there we go. What this jet? I feel. I mean, there are some other really good runners in the race, so no guarantee that he gets the fastest time here. But I think he's looking at.
You got to be feeling good about this if you're Cube David for sure. Like you.
I mean, are you feeling good, or are you worried that?
I think you're still feeling good. I think he knows he's hit the nuts in terms of skipping a bunch of checks. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the question is
And he's had good execution, so he shouldn't be super worried about it.
yeah. And they're getting some magic refills. You definitely don't want to run out of magic in Puppet Cannon.
Yeah, and phase 3 especially, when the only way to get magic back is to hookshot up to one of those pots or use the morphs that are flying around and hope you get lucky.
Yeah. So Rick Schmitty is missing
just the shards.
2 shards, I think both on Windfall. Cinny and Tweety are missing Fire and Ice to get the shard.
And then a sword piece, I think. Or at least Cindy's missing a sword. Tweety's got all
Yeah,
of it.
Cindy's missing 1 sword too. What did David do to hit the rat jackpot?
Ignored Windfall.
Ignored Windfall? Yeah. Like, he had so much other things to do, and he didn't go to Windfall, and then he got to Windfall and spent 5 minutes there.
Yeah,
he got his shards so quickly. He got the shards and the hint for Fire and Ice Arrows in the Great Sea, and rushed Cyclos out of that. Picking up some arrows here. This is the first shot.
Okay, good third shot. I like
sure
runners who are aggressive here in this first phase, because you can really save a lot of time. Like, that was a very fast PG one.
Yeah, but he missed a shot, but pretty solid.
Yeah. You can always play it safe and wait for the tail to do the predictable pattern when PG stops moving. But if you go for the shots, you usually have time to weave in 1 or 2, at least 3 at the start before he starts waving the tail around.
So Rick Schmidt, you just need to do creep take go mode. And he's going to Windfall, so
makes sense.
He's got a lot of things to do so far, though.
All right, Cube David setting up, gets 2, almost gets the 3rd. Still get to skip a phase of PG2, which is excellent.
Yeah, and he's going to do some checks before he goes to creep here.
All right, Fire and Ice for Cinny, PG2 down for Cube David. Ooh, nice shot from Cube David there. In that snipe.
Cinny might be rushing to creep now. Rick Schmitty, I think, was also heading up to do creep.
And he gets the Trog shot. Nice. Good work from Cube David.
That was a really clean PG3.
That was clean and fast, that entire fight.
All right, so Rick Schmitty is about to be in go mode, but he's still going to have a dungeon to clear.
Which one does he have to do left? Oh, he has to cancel into...
Yeah, I think he's got to cancel into Forbidden Woods.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cube can't take it slow on the rope. Deep breaths, you got this.
His nerves are probably getting to him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I could win this. Right, like...
It's not that much faster to do this, by the way. It's like...
To just climb up regularly?
Yeah, it's like 10, 15 seconds, I think. It's...
Yeah.
It's not worth it. If you fail it once or twice, just climb it up.
He's just climbing up normally now.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So Rick Schmitty, I think, is gonna. Let's see where. Yeah, Rick Schmitty going to outset to door cancel in. There's Cindy's last Triforce. And Islet, I think, is the bow that he did not get.
Sydney, yeah, that makes sense.
And we are into the Ganon fight now.
Yep, no soup. We have to be a little careful here. Ganon can and will mess you up in like a few seconds.
Yes.
Looks like you're gonna get through phase 1 just fine, though.
Yep.
Yeah, nice and safe on phase 2. One last light arrow shot, and this will be a very impressive sub 115 season 8 seed. Oh,
114.54 and
sniped
gymnast.
a gymnast.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull Cube David in for an interview.
Dang. GG's.
Hello, Cube David. GG.
GG's. What a seed.
What? Can't hear you. The entrance are too loud.
So, what were your thoughts on the seed?
Initially, I was pleasantly surprised about the double Baron hinted dungeons. When I found out that I got another dungeon unhinted Baron, I was like, what on earth is this jet seed?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if
Like,
we'll ever see a fast one like this ever again this season.
I doubt it, honestly, because like so much has come together for this. Simply due to the fact that power bracelets and Ganon's maze were logically required. The shards and swords were placed rather early, and even the bows were really early with Sphere 0 on Salvage Core and Sphere 1 on the island platform. And also Sphere 2, also Sphere 1 bow on Cyclos.
Oh, sorry. Cinny is really mad at Coral. Beating Coral up there.
Oh.
After getting the hinted swords.
Yeah, that's also one thing I was very happy about. Like, once I discovered that the sword, or like that when I stored chest on bed, I got the sword. I think I already had 2 bows. I was still missing the magic, and I had like 6 shards with knowledge about the 2 on Windfall. That was wild. The one thing that kinda still had me in my seat was the fact that that the lights could also just be on Ghost Ship, and Ghost Ship chart could be wherever the fuck.
Is that why you like stopped to do those last couple of checks in Maggie's house, I assume?
Yeah, that's why I went on to do House of Wealth, just in case I get like a Ghost Ship chart right there. But then I simply said, F it, I'm not gonna do the 15 green shoes or check Tingle, because then I thought might as well quickly check Cycles. If it's nothing, I'll just either Watt Windfall or just soft reset back.
Yeah, it definitely
Which in
paid
this case
off.
wasn't even necessary.
Yeah. And poor Tweety is right now looking for Fire and Ice arrows. We got Rick Schmitty is in go mode in FW. Cinny is about to hit go mode, I think, with the sword.
Yep. Still has to go into
Horseshoe.
Forbidden Woods, I think.
Yeah. I feel like the thing that really ended up paying off for you, David, was doing Forsaken Fortress when you did it as well, like before Windfall. Because you got a sword, you got the magic.
You got everything you needed, and then immediately went to Windfall and got everything. The remainder of the remaining 2 items you needed, so...
Yeah, exactly, and the bowhand on creep.
Yeah.
Because like I said, when I finished FF, I was 3 items from go mode. I knew about the 2 shots of Windfall. And yeah. Just completely wild. I initially already had a thought in my mind, which was basically on when I went to Diamond Step. If there's hammer, I'll just immediately rush FF. In this case, it wasn't. It was bombs. Still very fine, since I just could do Bomb Island afterwards. Like, those were 2 early game plans after Diamond Step. If I get hammer, just do FF. If bombs, then go Bomb Island for the KD path.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It, like, you found the jet here, and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing you and Jim, I think, both found it, and everyone else is, you know.
It's going to be a lot of points coming your way, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's the first 3 that determine the points, and if you're in that first 2, then I think you pretty much determine the curve.
Yeah, I think you're going to be over 1,000 points, because I think the
easily,
average...
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Cine, meanwhile, still has to do DRC here. Yeah, Cine's got 2 dungeons left to do. Tweety just has the 1, but is still hunting for... Has not done Cyclos yet.
No.
And Rick Schmitty's entering Hyrule. Trying to think if I have any other questions for you. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was initially expecting to be here until like 1 AM. Because like, oh well, Season 8 seeds might just go 2 hours. Except if they're either extremely bad or really nice. This one was not even really nice.
Yeah.
But even more than that. So yeah, I'm honestly good to just wait for the other runners to finish, or like at least some of them.
Yeah, I think we'll stay at least for Rick Schmitty. We may not.
Yeah.
May not stay for all of them. Still,
okay.
We'll see how we're feeling.
Yeah. I was also very happy that I got to just door cancel into ET.
Yeah. Definitely was a lot faster than going for that maze, and you did it pretty fast too. It's not easy blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even have the mini map up, which someone commented on.
Yeah, in the past few weeks, I've also done like an archipelago seed with a couple of people, and ever since then, I've grown like quite accustomed to entering Wind Temple and Earth Temple with basically no items. Even the Wind Temple is a lot of pain. Without
Wind Temple can be
items
tricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like spending a solid 6 or 7 minutes just doing Windbreaker cancels to stop myself from getting blown away.
Yeah. It's not very fun, lights off. Lights on, it's manageable, but still not great. Also, Denny's just sitting in the lava there. Okay. I'm sure this is fine. It's nice little... What? That's... I've never seen that before. I'm gonna be honest. Never seen that. Looks like Shinny like shot too far below the ice or lava. I don't know what wrong with that platform.
It's very weird.
I think he deserves a refund on that.
Sure does. Also, very funny thing. I initially was kind of debating if I should even participate in this qualifier, but due to me not having to get up until like 10 a.m., I was like, okay, might as well get my quals in early so I can volunteer for some of the later ones.
Yeah. You definitely got a good qual in, so definitely take some pressure off. It can be tough those later quals. You have to do, you've got to do well, but with a good one in the bank, you don't have to worry as much. It's nice.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'll still try my best and get a better qualifier score in the later ones, but we'll see.
Yeah, and well.
Oh, there goes Tuba, finishing in 3rd place.
Yep.
So that is the points determined.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
Between 1st and 3rd.
It's only going downhill from now in terms of points.
You got 1,035 points. So
get caught with a 123.51.
Yeah.
That's like 100 more than I got in Qual 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very good score.
It's like KitKat finished in 4th.
Yeah, Rick having a little trouble here.
Uh-oh. Just have to be careful with his magic too.
Yeah.
Hopefully the keys are good.
Yep.
Okay, that's plenty of magic.
Yeah, poor Tweety just has still not gone to Cyclos.
There's that 3rd shot.
Question from KitKat in the chat. GG's KitKat. And Tuba. Is it possible to skip bracelets to get into Headstone? Yes, there's a door cancel you can do.
And there's Tanjo finishing in 5th place. Not far behind the other two.
GG Tanjo. Oof. Sorry, that is rough, KitKat.
On the bright side, most runners, I'm pretty sure, will now learn this trick after this qualifier. So
we'll see if it's
useful. It never comes up again.
Seed.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got no excuse now because it was pretty dang helpful this seed. Finishing up phase 2 there for Rick Schmitty, who, all things considered, a couple of mistakes that cost him a fair bit of time. You know, he's done pretty well.
I think from what I heard in his pre-qualifier stream is that Rick didn't really practice all that much, if at all.
Yeah, we don't know what Gymnast did, but yeah, Cube David went to Forsaken Fortress before Windfall.
I wouldn't say it was early, but it was like, you know, Forsaken Fortress at 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overworld into Forsaken Fortress, and then Windfall afterwards to get the couple checks, and then just go. I think it was a good summary.
And yeah, as Kit's pointing out, in no other season would you door cancel into ET
yeah.
if there's not some kind of entrance randomizer.
That would just be mad lad behavior.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be a very precise situation where you know it's not Earth Temple there. Like,
yeah.
Because you need the power bracelets to beat Earth Temple.
Exactly.
Magic armor from Orca. Let's go. I feel like we've seen that more often this season. Like, I've seen that at least 4 or 5 times.
Magic armor, my beloved. Probably my favorite meme item.
I think it's definitely up there, yeah.
Just for the final fight against Ganondorf.
Yeah, and Cindy is now going to door cancel.
Looks like Tweety is as well. Maybe? Okay. No, deciding not to. Or finding a different spot to get storage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get storage here or not. I've never tried it. I know you can get... There's boats. There's also the ledge. Oh, you can get storage here. Look at that.
Yeah. There are a lot of different storage spots on outside. I still only stick to that particular one.
And that is GG's for Rick.
GG's
We're going to see if he wants to come in for an interview. Yeah, so Tweety's still hunting for those fire and ice, but is going to do gonna go do this door cancel. Does have the mini map, which really does help.
I think the mini map only shows up when you get close enough to the island, so there is that. But you can
still
pause
kind of helpful on the island to know that you're going.
Yeah, towards the
roughly the right place.
The spot.
And yeah, I'm gonna pull Rick in for an interview. GG, Rick.
Oh, GG's. Welcome on in.
GG's.
So, what did you think about the seed?
I think I could have played better. A little rusty that seed. I think I was in go mode for a long time. I didn't realize it.
Yeah. You were. You definitely were. But
yeah,
I'm not sure how much you did, but yeah.
GG's to Bacon for
it was
Frenzy.
definitely a weird seed in that sense.
It was a pretty fast one.
Yeah.
I don't even think that one can be beaten.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this seed gets beat. I will refresh Tweety's stream.
So I guess, Rick, you knew about the shards where those last two were. Did you know that they were on Windfall for that last little bit, and that was what was your go mode, or no?
I knew it was Windfall. I didn't know about the one on Private Oasis, but I should have went after the hints because I was playing go mode at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing this season is go for the islands that have the shard hints kind of early on, honestly, because once you get the shards, you get the sword hints too, and so it kind of just snowballs from there. Also, we start with the big keys this season, so no need to do the DRC big key skip unless you like it.
After the first one, I saw the trackers already marked out.
Oh, yeah.
At least you didn't do the Top G one. That one's a lot worse to accidentally forget about.
Yeah.
That one was taking a while.
Trying to think if I have any questions or what questions I have for you. I don't know if I have a lot of questions. Do you, Alex?
No, the seed was kind of weird. So I don't know. It's hard to really ask too much because I mean, we saw a good portion of it. It's just it turns out you did a lot of windfall checks, and so that kind of ended up just not being to play this seed.
Oh really?
And I think that was.
Yeah, I did 5 windfall checks. Wow.
You did windfall checks.
You did windfall pretty early.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess Cube David did 30 minutes of Overworld into Forsaken Fortress into the checks on Windfall that he needed, and then just was in straight up go mode. So I guess it was
nothing on Windfall.
Yeah, it felt like there was nothing on Windfall at least.
The only things on Windfall were
those shards.
The shards, yeah. Everything else on Windfall was bait or useless.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Cube David was able to. I mean, he had all of his swords, all of the shards, and got one bow, got the bow hint. It was one of those where if you routed it well, it was really quick.
The hints went crazy this seed with the path to Godan being that bow, because the bows are also bow locked, and so then you get another bow. Oh, Whereas the last bow, the creep just straight up tells you the last bow, so you get your bows hinted, your shards hinted, your swords hinted, and then everything else is just sitting out there really early on. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the shards on Bomb Island were the path, we think.
Yeah. And just barren dungeons meant it was all stuffed in the overworld.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, I think Cube David saved a few minutes by being able to go mode Tachi.
That definitely helped.
Um,
I think that was also like one decision that kind of dictated how I routed the endgame, because when I finished Crescent, I was very heavily debating if I should just check the Wind Temple entrance. If I had, I would have taken like at least 10 more minutes, because then I would have just full cleared Tochi.
Yeah.
Probably. The only reason why I decided not to is because I kind of didn't want to sail there again in case it's like Forbidden Woods and I couldn't continue without magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tweety just still putting off Cyclos here.
This is the other side of the getting to skip all these checks, is that for every person who does, there's always somebody who doesn't, and so this is the unfortunate side of these settings.
Yeah.
What's Cyclos?
Cyclos has one of the arrows.
One of the bows.
One of the bows,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tweety. And where was the other? The other bow was on
Islet lookout platform, also logically locked by bow for some reason.
And Salvage Core.
Yeah.
Which was the one that logically locked the other two.
Yep. I don't know why the hookshot isn't in logic for those. I thought it used to be for the Islet of Steel lookout platform. Maybe something changed.
It got like removed once the logic change for the Wizrobe Cave and Parkland was made.
Oh, you think maybe at the same time?
Sure.
Okay. Got moved to precise one. Huh.
That's
More
the
you know, I
only
guess.
one that I could imagine.
Well, there you have it, I guess.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if I have any other questions for either of you. But I can't think of anything. Can you, Alex?
No, I got nothing.
Okay. So I think we are gonna finish up the stream here. I know Cindy's in go mode, but it's been about 20 minutes since our first finisher finished up. So please give all of our runners a follow. GG's to them, Cube David, Tweety, Cindy, and Rick Schmitty. Thanks to Alex for commentating with me, and thanks to our trackers, Lyric, Lotta Chumiaka, and Laz. There are 2 qualifiers this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I think.
Yep. Be there, be square.
With that, we're going to go right out, but there is a Breath of the Wild any % grand finals, I think, later tonight. No, there's not. So this is it for tonight. But thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good rest of your Thursday.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.